Hi, Taurus. Playing some music in the background for this lovely weekly reading. Let's take a second. How are you guys doing? I know Scorpio season's been a lot. Let me turn down my music now. Scorpio season, we're in it. I'm a Scorpio, so I felt really compelled to start my videos during this season because I was like, you know what, I feel like, excuse me, a lot of people are gonna have a bit of a hard time with how intense the energy is. I mean, there's so many planets in Scorpio right now. Venus just moved in there a few days ago. Mercury was here. Jupiter's here to stay for 13 months. The sun is there, and we are your opposite sign. This is your 7th house of relationships. So, and then we had a full moon in Taurus. When was that? On the 4th? Excuse me, for some reason my throat is, must mean there's some things that need to be said here. Conversations that need to be had, perhaps, with the significant others or people in your life. Scorpio season brings up a lot of awareness and shines a really bright light on deep-seated issues or things that maybe we've been trying to avoid, or maybe now they're just coming to a head, or maybe you just now are uncovering all the information you need to, you know, take steps to go forward. And a lot of times it's so big that you can't go back to the way it was. I mean, Scorpio energy is really like Pluto will be like, yeah, here it is in black and white. What are you going to do about it? Because like this thing right here, like this is it. So we need to figure it out. And if you want to go forward, but like this thing here first, though, you can't. Because it's easy sometimes to skip over stuff and be like, oh, it's not that big deal. Oh, it's not. Oh, whatever. Oh, it's not, you know, it's not that big of a deal. So, but sometimes it is, though, because our deep-seated emotions are what create our actions going forward, or how we choose to process things ultimately leads to that energy manifesting somehow. And if we've put things on the back burner, if we've overlooked things, eventually they manifest and they show up in our experience and we go, what the fuck is this? What the fuck just happened? So, again, my throat. I haven't had this issue all day, and I started doing this reading and now my throat. So I really feel like a lot of you have something to say, or there's conversations that need to be had. One card's already come out. Is this it? No. Okay. What's the first card? Creative project. Ooh. Okay, let's see what else comes up. These are daily guidance oracle cards, angel oracle cards by Doreen Virtue that I'm pulling. Pulling 3 cards, and then depending on the energy, I've been pulling like more. Since it's this is, we're in your 7th house right now, I do feel like I might pull some of the romance angel cards as well for you guys to see. Ooh. Yes, yes. Okay. Oh, wow. These are really beautiful cards. The first card that came up is Creative Project. Okay, I have to give this a disclaimer because my nails are disgusting. I tie-dye and hand-dye fabric as, like, for a living. I don't know, it's one of the things that I do. And that information will be in the description box below if you're interested in my hand-dyed clothing. Anyway, I digress. And I'm getting rid of this gel nail polish is coming off my fingers and it looks disgusting. So please ignore like the dye in my cuticles and my fingernails look gross. I just wanted to say that to you while I'm putting these beautiful cards in your face, and then you're like, oh, but her nails though. Like, I'm sorry. Disclaimer. Okay. So, creative project. And it's so funny because one of my Taurus friends, love her so very much. I got to see her recently, and I think we kind of talked a lot about her embarking and moving forward on her creative venture. So it's so funny that this came up. Anyway, it says, your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity into your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited and reignites passion toward your life. Yeah, you need to express it. And I think maybe even why that's my throat chakra was really, as I was shuffling the cards, was doing something funky. A lot of our expression, if we have blockages, it can show up in your throat. That's something to keep in mind. But our expression, it comes out in many ways, whether this is you taking more time for yourself to reflect on how it is you want to be in the world, whether this is with your job, whether it's, with your children, maybe doing more creative things or more creative projects, or, collaborating with your friends to actually get a venture off the ground, whatever it is that you want to do. Especially for Taurus, you guys are very children of Venus. You guys are very creative, loving beings, and it emanates from you guys naturally. So to see this card come up to me is beautiful. And then the next one is daydream. Let yourself go. Let yourself imagine and envision your life and your creativity and your creative projects. And if that's something where, you've been working a 9 to 5, or you've been whatever you've been doing and you haven't really been fulfilling this aspect of yourself, and it's probably calling to you now, especially at a time right now when Scorpio is a sign of authenticity and living wholeheartedly who you are in this world. And so it doesn't really surprise me that this is coming up. That's something that's urging you, to move forward in expressing yourself creatively, whatever that is. Daydream says, you will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seed of creativity. Again, creativity. Let yourself go. I think maybe you guys have been feeling stuck. I feel some of my Taurus friends have been feeling very blocked and stuck, I think, with authentically expressing themselves in the world, or how that translates with what they're doing in the world. Because I think, for Taurus, you like to be stable, you like to be grounded, you like comfort, and sometimes we can get stuck in a rut of just doing what's comfortable to pay our bills or meet our necessary obligations as adults, or whatever it is, and we kind of can get stuck there and think that our daydreaming and our creativity and working on projects and our passions isn't practical or logical. And it's not true. A lot of that leads to more practicality in your life that makes sense and fits your creative expression. You can have both. Just because you're daydreaming and whimsical and being being a visionary in a way with your creativity doesn't mean you're being impractical and you're wasting time. Because all of that, it's like meditating. When you go off and you allow the ego to get shut off and the monkey mind to get shut off, the angels, the universe, whatever, the energy is going to flow through you because you're allowing it. You have to have a channel. You have to open up the channel for your authentic self to come outward and speak to you. If we shut it off and we don't do it because we think, oh, who has time for that? I have real adult life shit to do. Who has time to daydream? But you can daydream all the time. You could be on the train. You could be driving from your way home to and from wherever. I mean, smoking a joint on your balcony on a Sunday afternoon. I mean, it doesn't, whatever it is for you, take the time to allow yourself to be there and allow these things to come out. Okay? And the next card is the ocean. Again, water, flow, creativity. expressing yourself. As you, I mean, water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that's who we are. We're expression, right? It's water, it's expression. And you being the opposite of Scorpio, you know, you guys understand and resonate with that energy, because you guys are also a feminine feeling sign as well. But I think being Earth, sometimes you can get stuck in your flow, right? Like we talked about earlier. So the Ocean card says, the deep blue sea speaks to your soul, healing and soothing you. Even the act of imagining yourself dipping into its healing womb brings about desirable effects. Better yet, spend time physically near the ocean. Allow its power and beauty to wash away all cares and concerns. Beautiful. Again, Taurus, this is about letting it go. We are in such a great place energetically. Venus, your ruling planet, is in Scorpio right now. And Scorpio is about deep-seated passion and love. Like when a Scorpio loves you, they love you till the end, till death to do this world part. Like it's deep and it's palpable and it's passionate. It's unconditional. It overtakes you. I mean, it just engulfs you. And I feel like this energy is really calling you to your creative endeavors and that creative expression that you have within you. And I think that will resolve some of the angst or anxiety or trouble you might be having in your relationships or other areas, because I think maybe there's some authentic expression and truth that needs to come out of you that I think will help you discern and make decisions about the people and things around you. A lot of times if we are not grounded in what we want and who we are and what we've come to be, everything else around us is not going to make sense completely, because we're not living at our truest capacity, our truest self, and therefore those things aren't coming forward, and we start to see a lot of stuff around us that doesn't resonate, right? And so I think the more that you tap into just letting yourself go, even in my throat chakra, it's tight. I have to consciously breathe right now through it. I think you guys are very wound up, and I think you're almost afraid to like let go, because you're like, oh my God, that doesn't feel... Then if I don't have the practicality or the stability that I have in holding on and feeling grounded, if I let myself just kind of flow into the abyss, you know, it could feel like you might be losing control, or you might not know up from down. And sometimes it's good to just be there, because ultimately it's going to take you to a new higher consciousness and self-expression that's been waiting to flow out of you to give you the answers that you're seeking to take you into the next phase of whatever partnership or creative endeavor or job or work situation that you're ultimately looking for. Yeah, this is very clear to me. Let's see, because this feels very much about you. Like I don't really see other people, you know, because I know I was talking about how it's in your 7th house of relationships. But a lot of times when our relationships are out of balance is because we ourselves are out of balance. And we can only love other people and attract the people and things that we want in our life when we ourselves are loving and giving to ourselves at equal measure. And when that's out of balance, you know, it can cause us some turmoil. So I think this, to me, is really feeling like this is a time where you need to focus on yourself and pour into yourself and fill up your own cup and balance yourself out and give yourself the love that perhaps you're giving to everybody else. Because as Taurus people do, you take care of everybody. You're always looking out for people. You're always making sure they're comfortable, they're good, they got what they need. I mean, you're the first person to be like, hey, yeah, what do you need? Yeah, come over, I'll cook you something. Or like, we'll just smoke a joint, listen to music, and we could chill out and, you know, whatever. Like, you know, and it's great. I love it. Like, I love that about you guys. But at the same time, we also have to do that for ourselves in equal measure and push ourselves to give that love to ourselves. So let's see if there's anything from the Archangel Oracle deck. Any other advice, a card I can pull? Give me a card. Ooh. Okay, that's a lot. A whole chunk came out. Overcoming difficulties. Yes. Teaching and learning. Getting to the outdoors. Go outside. Be in the sunlight. Take in the fresh air. Let Mother Nature, hear the ocean. Let Mother Nature soothe you and heal you. You are earth beings. Put your feet in the sand. Put your feet out in the dirt or out in the grass outside. Sit outside. And it's comfort. It'll bring you comfort. Dear Taurus, you need comfort right now. I feel like you guys need some TLC. That's just what I feel. You know what to do. And goes back to, I think, this creative project. Here's Archangel Uriel. Call on him. He will give you the answer right away. He speaks very quickly. Archangel Uriel will ask him a question. He's there. And he will tell you. He will remind you of what you already know. I love him. He speaks to me very clearly all the time. So you know what to do. And you're seeking peace. And you're going to find peace, dear Taurus. You're looking for peace within yourself. And you have all the tools. You guys are loving earth angels, male, female. Like, you guys just have that Venus energy. And especially with Venus being in Scorpio right now, it's super loving. It's super unconditional and intense. Like, soak all of that up. Take the time to be in nature, be in your own space, and daydream and imagine what you want and think about it and feel it and be engulfed in everything. Get excited. Let that carry over into you then taking the action that will bring you about peace and comfort and love and your creative projects, healing your relationships, healing the relationship with yourself, you know, of really being honest about what's holding you back. Where am I stuck in my ways? Where am I stubborn? Where am I not loving to myself? What do I tell myself every day? Like, you know, reevaluating the relationship with yourself right now, I think, is really, really important. And I think everything else is going to fall into place with everybody outside of that. Like, I don't even see anybody else here. I just see these are all messages for you guys specifically. Yeah. And you're overcoming difficulties. It's going to get better. It's going to get easier. But once you love yourself and indulge and give yourself the love that you know you deserve, the universe is going to reciprocate in kind, and everything is going to be shown to you, and it's going to flow into your experience so easily. Whew. I can feel it in my heart chakra now. It's there, my dear Taurus. It is there. It is within you. You are an earth angel. You guys are gods and goddesses of this celestial earth plane energy that is just so loving and so tender and so connected. Be that, indulge that within yourself this week, and I believe you will find the answers that you seek. Love you, dear Taurus. I will see you next week. Bye.